Hi, and welcome to Sound Off with System One. I am your host, Ali Moen. System One is a leading provider of specialized, highly technical outsourced services and workforce solutions to critical infrastructure, technology, life sciences, and government sectors, putting more than 650 employees and 9,000 contractors to work in the United States, UK, and Canada. Thank you so much for joining us today for another broadcast of Sound Off with System One. As you're tuning in today, please join us in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from, what industry you work in, and if any questions pop up related to our topic for today, please share those as well. We do have Karen and Rich from the marketing team monitoring those comments, and they will pass some of those questions along to us to have our expert panel answer those as we go through our discussion today. So as I said, my name is Ali Moen. I am the engagement and events marketing manager here at System One. I handle a lot of things with our social media, as well as helping our teams with any events that come up. I'm very excited about our topic for today, but would love to throw it over to our expert panel for some introductions, a hot job, and a fun fact about themselves. So Hugh, we will start with you.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Hugh Ramsey. This is my 25th year in the staffing business, 10 years with System One. That's my fun fact. Tax day this year will be my 10-year anniversary. And I'm the director of engineering recruitment for the Houston office. As far as the job I'm going to be highlighting today, we have a client located on the north side of Houston that's looking to hire a senior mechanical designer. This is a company that is a small but growing entity. They design and build equipment for use in oil and gas industry, specifically in fracking. And they're looking to hire a designer. This is a person that will come in and join their design team. Need to have someone that knows the software SolidWorks. It's a small but very familial group. It's family run and owned. And they're looking to hire someone to join their team. And so if you want to apply, we have the QR code up on the screen right now. So go ahead and click there, and it'll take you straight to that link.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Hugh, and congrats on your anniversary. That is a very impressive milestone for you. So congratulations. As Hugh said, you can scan the QR code in the top left of the screen here. That'll take you directly to Hugh's job opportunity where you can learn a little bit more and apply directly to that. You can also search by the job ID number. That information is dropped in the comments, and you can see that below as well. You can search that on our career portal at jobs.system1.com. And now, Bronte, let's head over to you.
Thank you, Ali. Hi, I'm Bronte. I'm an IT recruiter here at System One in the Tampa office. I've been here for almost a year. It'll be a year in April, I believe. And one fun fact about me is I just started doing Pilates. It's a little bit different than what I normally do, but new year, so I definitely want to try out some different things. The opportunity I'm here to share to you guys today is with a large manufacturing company headquartered here in Tampa, Florida. They have other facilities throughout the U.S., and they are looking for a senior software engineer. This is going to consist of a hybrid schedule with 2 days on site, and then they are looking for about 4 to 5 years of experience in C# and Angular.
Awesome. Very cool. Thank you, Bronte. Her opportunity is found up in that top corner on the QR code. You can scan that. And just like Hugh's, you'll be brought directly to her job on our career portal where you can apply directly. And again, you can search for both of these opportunities by the job ID number down below and in the comments section, as well as search and apply to any of our open opportunities with System One at our career portal. And that website is jobs.system1.com. And without further ado, we will dive into our topic for today. We are here to discuss how to handle job rejections. Rejections are hard. They, in all honesty, they suck. They really do. And it's something that everyone experiences, whether it is in the job search or in other areas of your life, especially in the job search when you spend so much time networking and prepping for interviews, whether it's practicing answers to some typical interview questions or researching your employers to find out a little bit more about them and see if it would be a good culture fit. And then you don't get that job that you have worked so hard chasing after. It can be a real bummer. But how can we change our thoughts and reactions to rejection and turn it into a learning experience? So very happy that you, Bronte, and you, Hugh, are here on our expert panel to talk a little bit about how we can turn the negative of a job rejection, into a positive. So, Hugh, we will start with you to give our viewers some thoughts on this topic.
Sure. So you go through the process of identifying a job you're interested in, researching the company, you procure the interview, you go out, you interview with them once, twice, maybe 3 times, I don't know. And then you get to the point where you're feeling really confident. You're like, okay, I think I'm going to get this job. And then, oh no, right at the end, something happens. They go with another candidate or something changes, whatever, but you don't get the job. And so then maybe the door has closed, but a window has opened. So this is an opportunity for you as a job searcher, as a candidate, to still continue to put your best foot forward. Still show yourself to be interested in that company, whether it's that job or another job. That could be a place that you could end up working. And so you want them to see you in a light of, hey, this is a positive individual. This could potentially be someone that could work for us, if not now, then in the future. So, what to do, what are the steps you can take to make that positive impression is continue to engage with them and say, ask for feedback or send a thank you note and just say, thank you for your time. You want to show them to be a positive person. You want to show them that you are still someone that could potentially be someone they would hire in the future. So you want to, end it, if it is an end, on a positive note, as opposed to, something else. So really you want to leave a good taste in their mouth, whether it's, whether it's something you can do in the future or not.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't want to burn a bridge. You never know when you're going to have to cross it again in the future. So
That's
keeping a positive relationship and making sure that your reaction is still professional and respectful, as much of a bummer as it could be to get rejected, to still maintain a positive relationship. Bronte, would love to hear some of your thoughts.
Awesome. I definitely agree with you, Hugh. You made a very good point. I've definitely had clients come back to me and kind of say like they weren't, the exact fit that we were looking for right now, but we do want to hold on to the resume and maybe something could come of it in the future. So I definitely think that's very good advice. Another good piece of advice I would say would be feedback. Always ask for feedback. We always tell candidates at the end of the interview as well, always ask, like, based on this interview, what were some areas I could have improved on throughout the interview? And they'll give you their feedback. And if it, happens to come to an end, definitely take that feedback and learn from it and grow from it and take it as an opportunity to get better. It is a learning process through the interview stages for everyone. So adjust accordingly and then use that interview to prep for your next one. There's always another opportunity out there. Don't get discouraged and just know that the right fit will come when it comes. So.
Yep, absolutely. I know we had a question come up from Zara about not throwing the resume away. I hope I'm understanding this correctly, Zara. So I apologize if I'm not, and Bronte and Hugh, chime in with any thoughts on this. I'm thinking that you're asking that a hiring manager wouldn't just throw the resume away and that there is a chance that they hold on to it for a new opportunity. Bronte, Hugh, any kind of thoughts on that? I hope I'm taking that the right way.
No, there's 2 ways to look at it. As a staffing company, resumes are our, lifeblood. So no, we don't ever throw resumes away. We want to keep all the data that we can about, the client pool, the candidate pool out there. So, but from a company standpoint, companies are financially motivated to keep files of candidates on, in their own systems. And so, no, I wouldn't expect that anyone would ever want to throw a resume away, whether it's from a staffing company perspective or from a hiring company perspective.
I agree. I don't think they do a lot of the time. Sometimes when people reapply to the same company, they actually do let us know, like, oh, they've already applied here.
Yes.
So they do have your resume in the system normally.
For sure.
Yep, absolutely. And I know, Bronte, you kind of had brought up feedback before, and we did just have a question from Anita pop up. She asked, what happens when you ask for feedback about where you went wrong during interviews and you don't get the feedback? So let's give an answer to this and then dive a little bit more into feedback where maybe you receive it, it's not something you agree with, but how you can still take that and move forward in your job search.
Yeah, of course. As far as the feedback, getting feedback, sometimes you don't always get feedback. That's why it is sometimes good to be a little bit proactive. Like I said, asking for areas of improvement maybe at the end of the interview, because they are interviewing a lot of other people, and you might not get that feedback from the client. But if you are working with a recruiter, a lot of times we do have a direct line with HR and the hiring manager. So we can definitely get that feedback for you, whether it's lack of technical skills or maybe just personality clash. We'll always try our best on our end to get that feedback to you so you can either improve or kind of take it how you want. So
Sure. Yeah, feedback is something that sometimes is in scarce supply these days. And you're hopeful that if you're working through a company like System One that has relationships with their clients, that you will be able to get something, some sort of, response on, okay, if there was something that was missing, what was that? That's an advantage, because oftentimes if you're working directly with the company, you're not going to get much. I mean, you might get a very canned response from their HR department, but you're not going to get honest feedback about, what went wrong from the hiring manager most times. So that is an advantage of working with a staffing company.
Yep, absolutely. And kind of sticking on feedback, if someone were to receive feedback on their interview and they want to kind of take this and learn a little bit and be able to tweak some things for interviews coming up for some different opportunities, but they don't necessarily agree with the feedback that they were given. Is this something where a candidate should still take it and do what they can to change things up, or just kind of leave it and move on and not really kind of pay attention or make the changes necessary?
Well, I would say it depends. Depends on what the feedback exactly was. But anytime you get any feedback at all, there has to be some, information there that hopefully you can use to improve, whatever happens next, right? And so if you hear feedback, we don't think this person was enthusiastic enough about the opportunity or the company. Well, maybe your level of enthusiasm and what you thought was enthusiastic is different than theirs. And so then, moving forward, you can at least keep that in mind, at least have that information so that next time you are in an interview process, if you want to maybe try to be a little more enthusiastic, you can. But, honestly, it really is just going to depend on how the feedback is going to fit with you moving forward. If it's something that's going to annoy you or make you feel more negative about something, you don't want to take that with you to your next interview. So it really is just going to depend.
And I think there's always room for improvement. So that being said, I think feedback is important. And for example, if they say this person's lacking some technical skills, it might not be that you're lacking them. It might just be that you didn't highlight them enough. So it could be something within your resume. Maybe we just need to change some stuff around, fix the formatting. It could be something real simple like that as well. So.
Yep, absolutely. I know we are nearing our time for today, but wanted to open the floor one last time for either of you to share any final thoughts on the topic.
Well, I'm reminded of an old commercial. Never let them see you sweat, right? So if something bad happens in your job search and ultimately say you get rejected, you don't want them to think you don't want them to know how heartbroken you are if you're heartbroken, right? You want to keep a positive mental attitude about it, a positive outward expression. Let them know, hey, look, I'm sorry it didn't work out. Maybe something can happen with us in the future.
Yep, absolutely. I think it comes back to, I think you're forced. Oh my goodness, your first point, Hugh, in that you need to be positive, and that can even start with just understanding that everyone faces rejection, faces
Hmm.
job rejection. That you are not the only one, but how you react to it can help you in the future and make you stand out from someone else, and kind of taking that and learning from it. And so I do see we have another question here. So we can touch on this as our final question for today. So, Sari, sorry, I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. He has asked, I made the interview, and the feedback is that you did great during the interview, but for now, we don't have a position fit for your experience. Um, so, what would you kind of say to that? What that could mean? If that's them just being very direct and honest, or just trying to pass them along and move them through the system.
Yeah, sometimes you're not going to get, the feedback you get is going to be, you know, they're not going to tell you the exact reason that they're going to do it. We didn't have a position fit for you. Well, without knowing more about the exact situation, it sounds like they were just saying, hey, we liked you, but this isn't going to work out for whatever reason, and that's what they're going to tell you. So, without getting, it's hard to get the real nitty gritty details
Mm-hmm.
sometimes from people or from companies, just because it's really not in their best interest to get down into it with you. But you know, if they're giving you positive feedback in any case, I mean that's something to grow on. Hey, you did a great interview. Turns out you weren't a fit for our job, but hey, we still liked you as a candidate, and if something else comes up, great. Or you can take that positive feedback to another client and say, hey, I'm going to do the same great interview, but next time it's going to be a better fit and it's going to work out.
I definitely agree. As recruiters, we want the best fit for our candidates and for our clients. So if the client and the candidate don't fit sometimes, that's okay. It's not always going to be a perfect fit. So we're going to keep looking for you until we find something that is the right fit for you. So
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you kind of mentioned that. And this goes back to what we discussed a little bit earlier, which is, don't burn those bridges. Still
Right.
remain professional. Send a thank you. Remain connected to these individuals where maybe they did say that you're not a fit for this position, but you still interviewed well. You still have fantastic soft skills that transfer to any job, any industry. That maybe another opportunity pops up within that company or on that team, and they go, wow, this person would be great for it. And they still have your resume. You still maintained a good connection. And then Bronte, you kind of just brought it up. If you're working with a firm like System One, our recruiters work with you. And if you don't work for one single opportunity, they're going to look into other openings that we have with our clients for you and keep your resume on file, keep you on their bench, and be able to match you with your right fit for an opportunity. So thank you both so much. We are right around the end of our time here, so I think you gave some fantastic insight into how to handle job rejections and turn a negative into a positive. So thank you, Bronte. Thank you, Hugh. Loved having you on as our panel of experts for today. Thank you to everyone who did tune in to Sound Off with System One. We love having you join every week. In saying that, please join us again next Thursday at 2 p.m., where my co-host Karen Callahan is going to be sitting down with COO April Mativier. I think I'm saying her name right. I'm botching everyone's name today, apparently. She is the COO of Mountain, which is our telecom division of System One. So follow us on LinkedIn. Be sure to connect with Bronte and Hugh on LinkedIn as well, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We share resume and interviewing tips, leadership insights, success stories, and more. So thank you so much for tuning in again, and we will see you next week.